गुड मॉर्निंग. आता आपण सुरू करणार आहोत. मी नेहमी सांगितलेलं आहे त्याप्रमाणे न्यूक्लिअर केमिस्ट्री हा टॉपिक एक्झामच्या दृष्टीने फार महत्त्वाचा आहे. महत्त्वाचा याकरता आहे की या टॉपिकसाठी वेटेज जास्त आहे आणि या टॉपिकवर बऱ्याच पद्धतीने प्रश्न विचारले जाऊ शकतात. त्यामुळं तुमच्या एक्झामच्या दृष्टीने हा टॉपिक अत्यंत महत्त्वाचा आहे. हा टॉपिक 2 पार्टमध्ये डिव्हाइड केलेला आहे. पहिला पार्ट न्यूक्लिअर केमिस्ट्री आणि दुसरा पार्ट आहे ॲक्टिनाइड्स. तर आपण पहिल्यांदा ॲक्टिनाइड्स, जसं रेग्युलर क्लासला आपण ॲक्टिनाइड सुरू केलं होतं त्याप्रमाणे पहिल्यांदा आपण ॲक्टिनाइड सुरू करणार आहोत. आणि ॲक्टिनाइडचा पार्ट झाल्यानंतर आपण न्यूक्लिअर केमिस्ट्रीकडे स्विच ओव्हर होणार आहोत. त्याचं कारण असं की ॲक्टिनाइड्समध्ये वेगवेगळ्या न्यूक्लिअर रिॲक्शन्स आहेत की ज्या न्यूक्लिअर रिॲक्शन्स आपल्याला लक्षात आल्या की बेस्ड ऑन the primary knowledge of nuclear reactions, we are going to switch over to nuclear reaction part. So first part is actinide. Actinides मध्ये आपण जर actinideची पोझिशन जर बघितली तर मी इथे तुम्हाला स्क्रीनवर दाखवतो पिरियडिक टेबल. तर ही पिरियडिक टेबल जर तुम्ही बघितलं इथं या periodic table or this is a first A group of the periodic table, this is a second A group of the periodic table, these are alkali metals and these are alkaline earth metals. These vertical rows are known as the columns as we know, and horizontal rows are known as the periods. So hydrogen is in the first period, lithium second period, sodium third, potassium fourth, rubidium 5th, then cesium 6th and francium 7th. So if we proceed further after francium atom number 87, the next atom number is radium having atom number 88, which is an alkaline earth metal from second A group of the periodic table. After atom number 88, next atom number will be 89, which starts with actinium. And after which there is a series of almost 15 elements which are placed in a separate group known as actinide series. So if we want to place all the actinides, or if we look at the position of actinides in the periodic table, then we can assign the position of all these actinides is that here this is the first A group of the periodic table, this is the second A group of the periodic table, and this is the third B group of the periodic table, where after francium, radium, here comes a actinide element. So the group number of actinide is a third B group and period number is 7. So while attempting multiple choice questions, you should know the position of periodic table is that group third B and period number 7. So 7th period and third B group is the position assigned to all actinides. Here, if we look at the elements starting from actinium to the lawrencium having atom number 103, there are such 15 elements are there, where all these elements are commonly referred as the 5F elements, because the last electron or the new electron or the incoming electron enters preferentially into 5F orbital in all these orbitals, and hence these elements are commonly referred as the 5F elements. So because the elements where the incoming electron enters preferentially into 5F orbital, or all these elements are characterized by presence of incomplete 5F orbital, hence are known as 5F elements. The series is given the name as the actinides because actinium being the first member of this series, and hence the series is known as actinide series. So this series starts with actinium atom number 89 to atom number 103. Here the drastic feature of this series is that the first 4 members, namely actinium, thorium, protactinium and uranium, that is from atom number 89 to 92, all these four elements, they do occur naturally. After uranium, that is from atom number 93, neptunium to lawrencium, that is 93 to 103. These are the members, that is 11 members, they do not occur in nature, but these elements can be synthesized artificially, and hence all these elements which are artificially synthesized are known as a man-made elements. Also, these elements are known as SHE elements of the periodic table because all these elements are having comparatively higher atomic masses and hence are known as the SHE, that is a super heavy elements of the periodic table. The another term may also be used for all these elements is that these are known as the transuranic elements. The word trans means after. So the elements which are situated after uranium, that is atom number 92, all such elements which are placed after uranium are known as the transuranic elements or transuranium elements. So as the members are do not found naturally, these are man-made elements which are obtained by nuclear bombardment with uranium-238-92 nucleus. In the early days, a question was arised that what should be the name those are to be given for the elements. Just a minute. And these elements should be given the name which should be universally accepted. So, because one more wallpaper is there, because the newly synthesized element that should be given and the name should be universally accepted. And in regard to this, here the names were derived somewhere, that some names of the planets were also given. For example, there are two elements, namely Neptunium atom number 93 and plutonium atom number 94. These are the two members which, when invented in California, Berkeley City, by the scientist Seaborn, he has given the names of these two elements as the names of the planets, and the name of Neptunium, that is derived from the name of the planet that is Neptune. Another name that is given to newly invented element, that is the plutonium, this name is derived from the planet Pluto. So these are the two names when given during the early days. But it is seen that the scientists who were working continuously on how the transuranic elements can be synthesized by nuclear bombardment, and again the work of discovering or inventing the elements is continuous, and in USA different scientists were working in different regions of USA, and again there are some 3 to 4 elements were again invented. The question was arise that what should be named, that should be given to all these newly invented elements. So the newly invented element, that is americium, which was invented in America, and hence the name is given as americium atom number 95. Again, one more element that is discovered, that is berkelium, which is invented in Berkeley City, which is in again USA. Again, one element that is invented in the city of USA, that is California, and hence as the element is invented in the city California, and hence it is given the name of the city where it is invented, it is Californium. So some elements, they have been given the names of the planets. Some man-made elements, those are invented in different regions of the world, those were given the names of the regions or areas where these elements are invented. Again, there was a big problem because the researchers were finding the new elements by nuclear bombardment. Again, the question was arise that what should be the name that is given to again newly synthesized elements. So they have thought of that we have to give the names of the Nobel scientists who have contributed major contribution in the chemistry, that is in the nuclear chemistry. So they have decided to assign the names of certain scientists. For example, Einstein has given one important equation, E is equal to mc square. From his name, the name was named as Einsteinium, atom number 99. Then perhaps you might have heard about the Fermi gas model. Fermi is the name of the scientist. From his name, the element that is fermium atomic number 100 that is given the name. We also know that the periodic table that we have seen that 2019 this the year was celebrated worldwide as IYPT. We also celebrated in our department that it is the International Year of Periodic Table. So the major contribution who were made is a Mendeleev, and hence Mendeleev has been regarded as the father of periodic table, and hence because of his name, the newly found element, the name was given as the Mendelevium. The major contribution who were made by the different scientists worldwide, those scientists have been awarded by a Nobel Prize. So from the name of the prize, Nobel Prize, one element that was invented that is given the name as a Nobelium, and last is a Lawrencium. It is again the name of the scientist. So in brief, if we look at the periodic table and the series of actinide series, that is ACTHPAU, that is atom number 89 to 92. These are the naturally occurring elements, and rest all other elements, they are obtained by nuclear bombardment. So after the invention of these elements, that is after the advent of atom number 103, that is named as the Lawrencium, which has marked the completion of the entire series. So the series itself starts with actinium, atom number 89, which ends with Lawrencium, atom number 103. Now, if we look at the electronic configuration, you can refer your notebook for this purpose. Notebook open करा सगळ्यांनी and look at the electronic configuration. मी सगळ्यांचा स्पीकर चालू केलेला. बघितलं सगळ्यांनी नोटबुक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिगरेशन. मी परत सगळ्यांचे स्पीकर ऑफ करतोय आता. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिगरेशन बघा. So if we look at the electronic configuration, we can see that if we again refer the periodic table, you see here atom number 86 is of radon, which is an inert gas element. After radon, atom number 87 is of francium. So if we want to write the electronic configuration of francium, just we have to write in terms of radon core, we have to write in a square bracket radon, and after which the next incoming electron, that is 87th electron for francium, that occupies 7s orbital, which is next higher energy orbital. Now if we want to write the electronic configuration of radium, then in terms of radon, that is Rn into square bracket, we have to just write 7s2. So 86 plus 2 is 88, which is nothing but the electronic configuration of radium. Now here after radium, the next element, that is actinium, for which the characteristic electronic subshell are 5f, 6d and 7s. So these are the elements, these are the three electronic subshells, that is 5f, 6d and 7s. These are the available electronic subshells for the new incoming electrons. Now, at actinium, we have written the electron configuration as a 5f06d17s2. Now, again, a question arises that, in fact, actinium is having 5f orbital, which is empty, even though it is included in 5f orbital, because it shows comparatively similar properties as those were shown by rest all other elements. If we move one step further, that is at thorium, again there is a single electron in 6d orbital. It is revealed that, if you look at the electron configuration, it is revealed that again the electron enters into 6d orbital. And during our practice lectures, which I have conducted for successive days, here it is seen that up to neptunium, the d orbital contains one electron, and after thorium, here the incoming electron now enters the 5f orbital. The reason for this is that here the 6d and 5f orbitals are very close in energy. Before thorium, the 6d orbital is having low energy, and hence incoming electron enters into 6d orbital. Perhaps you might have seen in your notes that the incoming electron enters into the 6d orbital. But after thorium, that incoming electron now enters into 5f orbital. The reason for this is that here, after thorium, the 5f orbital becomes decisively more stable, and hence the incoming electron preferentially enters into 5f orbital. This is the reason that after thorium, the 5f orbital definitely acquires a low energy, and 6d orbital is having high energy. And according to above principle, as we know that the low energy orbital failed first, so after thorium, 5f orbital becomes decisively more stable, and hence incoming electron now enters into 5f orbital, and 6d orbital is having comparatively higher energy. So this filling up of electron that continues up to curium. If we look at the electronic configuration of americium, atom number 95, having the electronic configuration as 5f6 6d17s2, and the curium having atom number 96, it is having the electronic configuration as 5f7 6d1 and 7s2. Here, this is observed electronic configuration, that is somewhat one electron that is exchanged with 7s orbital, and hence here the observed electronic configuration becomes 5f7, so as to offer extra stability associated with completely half-filled orbital. So f7, that indicates completely half-filled electron insufficient, that offers extra stability to the corresponding atom. Again, from berkelium, if you see your notebook, that again at berkelium, again the occupancy of 5f orbital that continues, and at lawrencium, atomic number 103, after complete filling of the 5f orbital with maximum number of electrons, that is 14, now 103rd electron enter into 6d orbital, because this is the 103rd electron, that is the last electron that has not got any choice than to enter into 6d orbital, which is the next choice for after filling the 5f orbital completely. So the drastic feature of this electronic configuration is that we have to write a single electron up to neptunium in 6d orbital, and at curium, atom number 96, again there is exchange of electron takes place, so as to give extra stability associated with completely half-filled electron insufficient, and hence the curium is having completely half-filled electron insufficient, and hence curium acquires 5f7 6d1 and 7s2. Again, there is one drastic feature of this electronic configuration is that here it is revealed that these elements, some of the elements, they do have the 6d electron, that is single electron that is present. one question arises, even though a d electron is there, why should we keep all these elements in 5f orbital? Here, the presence of electron in 6d orbital does not matter. So it is of little importance whether these elements contain any d electrons or not. For this reason, some of these elements, they do have a single electron in its d level. So the drastic features that we have seen. So while writing the electronic configuration, you should bear in mind the first thing that you have to by heart the series. Without by hearting the series, you should not write the electronic configuration, because during exam a short answer type question may be given, that you will be given the name of the element and you have to write the electronic configuration. For this purpose, you should know the actinide series perfectly. You have to write 3 to 4 times at least till exam. You have to write once in a day this entire series with corresponding electronic configuration. That will be very much beneficial for the easy understanding of all other properties which are depending upon the electronic configuration. So these are the drastic features. While writing the electronic configuration, you should write, or you must give the strain that after thorium, I repeat, after thorium, 5f orbital becomes decisively more stable. So incoming electron now enters preferentially into 5f orbital. I think this particular sentence that I have also given while giving or while dictating the notes during our regular lectures. Now, after the completion of observed electronic configuration, we shall switch over to the oxidation states. We know that there are around 40 to 45 different oxidation states were shown by these elements. We have elaborately worked out all these oxidation states during our regular lectures and also during our practice time. And the definition of oxidation state is that the numerical value with sign of charge. The numerical value means either 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and with sign of charge, whether it is a positive sign or negative sign. So oxidation state can be defined as the numerical value with sign of charge which an atom appears to possess in an element is known as oxidation states. So different oxidation states were shown by all these members, which are known as the variable oxidation states. And during our practice time, we have seen that how to remember these oxidation states. I am going to open your mic. How can we remember? How can we remember? For plus 2 oxidation state. Plus 2 oxidation state. How can we remember? Which are the elements those have shown plus 2 oxidation states? The atomic number?
95, 98 to 100.
Correct. Okay, 95, then 98, and 98 to 102.
98, 102.
Correct. Now, after which, if we proceed with plus 4 oxidation state, which are the elements which have shown plus 4?
90 to 97.
Yes, it is correct. 90 to 97. Yes. Plus 5. Plus 5.
91 to 95.
90 to 95.
5.
Correct. Plus 6.
92 to 95.
Correct. And plus 7.
93 to 94.
90.
3 and 94.
Okay. Yeah. Now, one oxidation state that is remain, that is plus 3. Plus 3 is shown by
89 to 103.
Okay, that means all the elements they have shown +3 oxidation state. So during our practice lecture, I have told you that for this +3 oxidation state, for +3 oxidation state, we have to remember three important words. +3 is a common oxidation state shown by all these elements. Again, +3 is a stable oxidation state shown by all these elements. +3 is a major oxidation state that is shown by all these elements, or it is a principal oxidation state. So you must write all these four words where you have written in your notes the oxidation state: the common, stable, principal oxidation state and major oxidation state as a +3. The reason for showing the +3 oxidation state by all these members is that all these elements, they are placed in one and the same group, that is group third B. That means, as we know, the group valency is always attributed to all these elements. Because these elements present in third B group of the periodic table, hence all these elements have shown a +3 as a major oxidation state. Now, if you remember the chart that is given during our practice lectures, that for +2 to +7, we have to remember the atomic number. That will very much beneficial for writing the entire explanation and deriving the different oxidation states for all these elements. It is very easy if we remember only the atomic number for the respective oxidation state. While explaining the different oxidation state, we have to explain the oxidation state that these members do display the lowest oxidation state as a +2, and you have to just write the representative elements with the respective atomic number, that these are the some members they do display the lowest oxidation state as +2. We have to mention again the highest oxidation state shown by these members as the +7. So +7 is the highest oxidation state that is shown by these elements, and we have to refer these two elements, that is atom number 93 and 94. These are the two members. They do display the +7, that is the highest oxidation state. We have to write the explanation regarding the stability of these different oxidation states, that the stability of these oxidation states wholly depends upon the acquiring F0, F7 and F14 configurations respectively. So those elements do which show either of these electronic configuration, either completely empty, half filled or completely filled electronic subshell, they offer extra stability to the corresponding ion. So the elements we have marked in our notebook, that those elements which show the F0, F7 or F14 configuration, they are extra stable. So we have marked all these elements as asterisk sign, and we have to give the reference for every these empty, half filled and completely filled electronic subshell. So with regard to the stability of all these oxidation states, we have to write regarding F0, F7 and F14 configuration respectively. Again, I am going to unmute all. So we have seen the observed electronic configuration, then we have seen the oxidation states, where we have written all these oxidation states. Now, after this, the next part of this topic is general methods of preparation of all these elements. Now, in the preparation of all these elements, three different methods were adopted. The first method is known as the neutron capture followed by beta decay method. The second is known as accelerated projectile bombardment method, and third is a heavy ion bombardment method. These are the three methods which are adopted for the synthesis of all these elements. The first method that we have seen is the neutron capture followed by beta decay method. Here, during our practice time, I have given you some important words that the first method by which the elements can be synthesized is a neutron capture followed by beta decay method. You have to write during the explanation that in this method of preparation of transuranic element or SHE elements, here the host nucleus, when it is bombarded with neutron, this host nucleus becomes unstable. The host nucleus becomes unstable because when a neutron is bombarded, neutron is having, we write this neutron as a 0, 1. That is, in the superscript we have to write 1 and in the subscript we have to write 0. As the superscript is having 1 unit, when the host nucleus captures this neutron, then the neutron-proton ratio that is increased. So first point you have to remember while writing the explanation, when a host nucleus is bombarded with a neutron, the host nucleus becomes unstable. Second point, the neutron-proton ratio, N upon P, that ratio increases. Because the neutron-proton ratio increases, the third point is that the host nucleus becomes unstable. And the fourth point is that when the host nucleus becomes unstable, beta decay is there and a new element that is formed having atomic number increased by 1 unit. So there is a sequential order we have to write regarding the neutron capture followed by beta decay method. So first point is that when a neutron is captured by a host nucleus, the host nucleus becomes unstable because mass upon charge ratio that is increased. That leads to instability of the nucleus. We have used the word instability of the nucleus. That means the host nucleus becomes unstable and which suffers a beta decay. And whenever there is a beta decay, a newer element that is formed having atomic number increased by 1 unit. In this regard, if you refer your notes, in the notes, we have given that the first host nucleus is a uranium-238-92 with, if it is a neutron bombarded, uranium-239-92 nucleus is formed. Here, the another isotope of uranium is formed. As can be seen from the reaction that the mass of uranium nucleus that is increased, that is 238 becomes 239. As just now I have uttered one sentence that due to capture of neutron, when the neutron that is captured by host nucleus, this host nucleus becomes unstable, which suffers a beta decay. For this reason, I have shown above the arrow as a minus beta, and as we know, whenever there is a beta decay, a newer element that is formed having atom number increased by 1 unit. So after uranium-239, the newer element is a plutonium having atom number 93 and atomic mass 239 that is obtained. When after uranium, it is a neptunium-239 and this neptunium as it is formed because of the unstable nucleus that is uranium-239, this neptunium again suffers a beta decay, and whenever there is a beta decay is there, a newer element having atom number increased by 1 unit that is formed, that is a plutonium having atom number 94. So 92 uranium, 93 neptunium and 94 is a plutonium nucleus that is formed. So after the formation of plutonium, again this plutonium nucleus is bombarded 2 times with again neutron and this chain reaction continues. So this neutron capture followed by beta decay method, this is having several limitations, and because of this the neutron capture followed by beta decay method that is outdated. Now in order to overcome the difficulties which are arised in neutron capture followed by beta decay method, another method was adopted by scientists during the early days is accelerated projectile bombardment method. This is the method which is having again some drawbacks, but if we want to synthesize certain isotopes, then this is the only method because of which we can synthesize certain transuranic elements, that is the isotopes of the elements. And if you see your notebook, that I have given some examples where we have synthesized certain isotopes of the elements. So by using these isotopes, the researchers, they carry out their work. So if we want to obtain certain isotopes of the elements, then this is the method only suitable to synthesize these transuranic elements or TU elements. Now, in neutron capture followed by beta decay method, or in accelerated projectile bombardment method, where the projectiles are thrown at a very great speed on the host nucleus. So if it is a uranium nucleus, that is host nucleus, over which alpha particles, that is helium nucleus, that is helium-24, these are referred as alpha particles, when are thrown with a very high speed. The speed is given by using a specially designed machine that is known as a cyclotron. In this machine, a host is kept at one end and the projectile that is kept at another end, and this projectile is given a higher speed, and the product of this nuclear reaction that depends upon the speed of the projectile. So by using or by controlling or by monitoring the speed of the projectiles, we can synthesize certain isotopes. These two methods of synthesis of transuranic elements have different disadvantages. Now, in order to overcome the drawbacks which are arised in these two methods, again one new method that is followed worldwide is used is a heavy ion bombardment method. This method has several advantages and hence this method is widely used. If we want to synthesize certain higher members of this series, then we can use this method for the synthesis of transuranic elements. The popularly used heavy ions are beryllium, atom number 4, boron, atom number 5, carbon, atom number 6, nitrogen, atom number 7, oxygen, atom number 8, then neon, atom number 10. So these are the popularly used heavy ions which can be used. Now, during our practice lectures, I have given you certain clues that how to remember all these nuclear reactions with regard to the heavy ion bombardment method, where we have seen that for the first two heavy ions, that is beryllium and boron, here I will start your speakers so that you can also talk. Which is a host nucleus that is used? Host nucleus for beryllium. Host nucleus.
California.
Californium atom number. Californium atom
98.
number.
98.
Atomic
98
weight.
to
98 CF 250.
Correct.
250.
With beryllium. Now, if you write this nuclear reaction, what is the product of this reaction?
Fermium 100.
Atom number 100.
Alpha.
And
Particles.
how many neutrons?
2.
How many neutrons?
3 neutrons.
3.
3
And-
neutrons.
Neutron.
And
Helium.
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 2.
helium. Then second reaction with boron, which is a host nucleus.
California.
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 California. 80.
With boron, when it is bombarded, what is the product?
Lawrence.
Lawrencium 103.
And how many neutrons?
3 neutron.
Neutron.
3 neutrons. So for the first two reactions, I have given you clue that alpha 33 for first reaction, that is alpha particles helium 24. If you refer your notebook, then alpha 24 with ejection of 3 neutrons, that is possible. Now for the second reaction, again 3 neutrons are ejected. So alpha 3 is for the first reaction and another 3 is for the second reaction, where boron is used as a projectile. So for these two heavy ions, the particles those are used, that is the beryllium and the boron. So for these two reactions, you have to remember that the californium 25098 nucleus that is used, and from carbon onwards. Now again I am going to start your speakers. Yes. For carbon, which is host nucleus,
Uranium 92.
238, 92. Yes. With which, if carbon is bombarded, how many neutrons are ejected?
4.
4 neutrons. 4 neutrons.
4.
Which is a product of this nuclear reaction?
Californium.
Californium.
98.
Just a minute. Let me check. Californium, atomic number 98.
98. 40.
Atomic mass
249.
246.
246. Yes, it is correct. Then after carbon, nitrogen with uranium 230. Yes. How many neutrons are ejected?
6.
6 neutrons.
6. So here in the first reaction 4 neutrons, in the second reaction 6 neutrons. So if we know the total number of neutrons which are ejected, we can easily remember the product of this nuclear reactions. Then after nitrogen, next is oxygen, where again we have used uranium 238 nucleus, with which oxygen, if it is bombarded, again 4 neutrons are ejected, and by ejaculation of 4 neutrons, the product that is obtained is again a fermium. So in this fashion, we can write the heavy ion bombardment method, but I would like to suggest you all that you must prepare, while preparing general methods of preparation, the first method you have to prepare is a heavy ion bombardment method, because for so many times this method has been asked. So once you remember the total number of neutrons those are ejected, one can synthesize, or one can arrive at the final product of these nuclear reactions. Now with this, we have seen that today we have seen the introduction, where we have seen that actinides are placed in 7th period and 3rd B group of the periodic table. Secondly, we have seen the electronic configuration, where after thorium, the 5s5f orbital becomes decisively more stable. So incoming electron after thorium, that enters preferentially into 5f orbital, and at lawrencium there is no choice than to enter into 6d orbital. With regard to oxidation states, you have to remember all the oxidation states by using the technique that we have just now seen for the atomic numbers, the different oxidation states for the different atomic numbers, and you can synthesize or you can derive all these different oxidation states. And while writing the explanations for these oxidation states, we have to write the lowest oxidation state shown by the elements, the highest oxidation state shown by the elements, and the stability of these elements that is dependent upon the acquiring F0, F7 and F14 configurations respectively. We have to give the respective examples, representative elements for these extraordinary oxidation states. And lastly, we have seen the general methods of preparation, where we have seen first method is a neutron capture followed by beta decay method, where for neutron capture followed by beta decay method, we have to write the host nucleus becomes unstable when it is bombarded with neutrons. The unstable nucleus, the nucleus becomes unstable because the neutron proton ratio increases. That leads to beta decay, and whenever there is a beta decay, a new element that is formed having atomic number increased by 1 unit. So you have to write this, all these 4 steps. Here I would like to mention here that it is not at all necessary to write this neutron capture followed by beta decay method. You can write up to americium, that is also all right, or you can synthesize the 3 isotopes of plutonium 240, 240, 239, 240 and 241. That is also all right. So you have to mention the 4 points that I have already repeated so many times. The second, accelerated projectile bombardment. This is the only method by which we can synthesize only the isotopes of different elements. The definition of isotope is that existence of the same element having same atomic number but different atomic masses is known as an isotope. So in this method we have seen different isotopes of the elements. And thirdly, we have seen the heavy ion bombardment method. So you have to practice these 3 methods. If you practice these 3 methods, then it is very much easy for the clear understanding of this much part. This part is very, very important from the examination point of view. Now, I would like to stop here because we are going to continue the same topic tomorrow also, where we are going to study the IUPAC nomenclature and the different nuclear reactions. So if you are still having any questions, you can post on our group so that I can answer your questions very easily. So I am going to stop or going to end this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day. Practice all the way. आणखी एक गोष्ट सांगायचं राहिली, 1 मिनिट जरासं सगळ्यांनी ऐका. काल न्यूज बघितला असाल सगळ्यांनी, काल न्यूज बघितली आहे का सगळ्यांनी?
बघितली सर.
हो सर.
हा, न्यूज मध्ये काय बघायचं आहे, कोरोनाची संख्या किती वाढली बघायचं नाही आपण काय बघायचं आहे, काल मिनिस्टर ऑफ हायर एज्युकेशन त्यांनी सांगितलेलं आहे की नेक्स्ट वीक मध्ये एक्झामचं टाइम टेबल तयार होणार आहे. त्यामुळे तुम्ही दररोज रात्री झोपण्यापूर्वी एकदा तरी दिवसभरातून एकदा न्यूज बघायची आहे की ज्याच्यामध्ये तुमच्या परीक्षेविषयी जी चर्चा चालू आहे ती तुम्हाला लक्षात येईल. विद्यापीठाकडून काय माहिती जर प्राप्त झाली तर ती मी नक्की आपल्या ग्रुपवर पाठवणार आहे, पण तुम्ही न्यूज बघत चला, म्हणजे त्या न्यूज मध्ये तुम्हाला लेटेस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन मिळत जाईल. ओके, थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. हॅव अ गुड डे.